Not far from the sea, at a place where 3 roads meet outside the city, a Coan girl named Samitha lays a fire spell upon her lover, the athlete Delphus. The roads are bordered with tombs, the moon shines overhead, and in the foreground is a wayside shrine and statue of the goddess Hecate. Barley meal, bay leaves, and a waxen puppet are burned on a little altar in front of the shrine. The coming of the goddess is heralded by the distant barking of dogs, and amid the holy silence that marks Hecate's presence, Samitha pours the libations and chants her prayer. Hecate is astoundingly multifaceted. The goddess is often represented as a standing female figure with 3 faces or bodies, each corresponding to one of the crossing roads. She wears the polos, a divine headdress, and holds torches. Etymologically, her name is probably the feminine equivalent of Hekatos, an obscure epithet of Apollo related to the far shooter. But here's where it gets strange. Her etymology is no guarantee that she actually is from Greece originally. Hecate was a popular and ubiquitous goddess from the time of Hesiod until late antiquity. Throughout her long history, Hecate was worshipped in liminal places, and sacrifices to her were as anomalous as the goddess herself. Her contexts stretch everywhere. In the theurgy of the Chaldean oracles adopted by the Neoplatonist philosophers, Hecate became an epiphanic celestial deity and cosmological principle, the cosmic soul. In Hesiod's theogony, she is the granddaughter of the titans Phoebe and Coeus, a powerful goddess who has power over earth, sea, and sky. And she conceived and bore Hecate, whom Zeus, the son of Cronos, honored above all. He gave her splendid gifts to have a share of the earth and the unfruitful sea. She received honor also in starry heaven and is honored exceedingly by the deathless gods. For to this day, whenever any one of men on earth offers rich sacrifices and prays for favor according to custom, he calls upon Hecate. She holds, as the division was at the first from the beginning, privilege both in earth and in heaven and in sea. She greatly aids and advances whoever she wants. She sits by worshipful kings in judgment, and in the assembly whom she will is distinguished among the people. And when men arm themselves for the battle that destroys men, then the goddess is at hand to give victory and grant glory readily to whom she will. When men contend at games, there too the goddess is with them and profits them. And he who by might and strength gets the victory wins the rich prize easily with joy and brings glory to his parents. And to those whose business is in the gray, discomfortable sea, and who pray to Hecate in the loud, crashing earth shaker, easily the glorious goddess gives great catch, and easily she takes it away. And here is where we meet our very first paradox in the study of Hecate. The goddess of Hesiod is actually much more nurturing than the later manifestations of the goddess that we find connected to the underworld. So how did Hecate change from comforting protectress to infernal goddess of the underworld? The earliest archaeological evidence we have for the goddess is a dedication to Hecate on a circular altar in the precinct of Apollo Delphinius at Miletus. On the Greek mainland, Hermes Propylaeus and Hecate Epipyrgidia watched the entrance to the Acropolis in Athens. Altars and images of the 3-faced trimorphic Hecate, Hecataya, stood in front of simple homes and at forks in the road. This gave rise to her epithet, Triodetes and Trivia. We know that in classical Athens, her favorite offerings consisted of a scavenging fish taboo in other cults, the red mullet. She also liked sacrificial cakes decorated with lit miniature torches, and most notoriously, puppies. These illuminated cakes were offered at the time of the full moon. Eggs, cheese, and dog meat were put out for her at the Crossroads each month to mark the rising of the new moon. During Hellenistic and Roman times, Hecate was worshipped as the regional mother goddess at Stratonicaea in Caria. There she was worshipped with a procession where priests and eunuchs would carry a sacred key, the Kledagogia. On the temple frieze at Stratonicaea, she carries to the titan Kronos the stone that represents the newborn Zeus. In another scene, she participates in the Gigantomachy. On the altar of Zeus at Pergamon, Hecate and her dog attack a serpentine giant. Her single body supports 3 heads and 3 pairs of arms. Like all Greek divinities who dwelled under the earth, Hecate was simultaneously terrible and benign. This relates to her status as a chthonic deity. Chthon means earth in ancient Greece, and the class of chthonic deities has traditionally been juxtaposed with the class of Olympian deities who dwelt on Olympus. As we have seen in Hesiod, she was a nurturer of the young, and in Eleusinian myth, she assists the goddess Demeter in her search for Persephone. Hecate is her minister and attendant. But that's not the whole story. Hecate was the leader of a host of ghost-like revenants. She led packs of hellhounds and was the mistress of late-night apparitions. Hecate is a permanent fixture of the Greek and Roman underworld. She represents and controls the ghosts of the dead. Because of this infernal link, sorceresses of all periods invoke her name. Medea, Samantha, Canidia all pray to her to make their potions and spells more powerful. On many curse tablets of every period, Hecate is conjured in conjunction with Hermes Chthonios, Gay Cthonia, Persephone, Hades, or even maddening Erinyes. Honestly, we're not going to find the true Hecate in most textbooks on Greek mythology or even in most scholarship on the topic. Hecate was a threefold trimorphic goddess, and playing with sacred numbers added to her mystery. A curse tablet from the imperial period addressed her similarly as Lady Hecate of the Heavens, Hecate of the Underworld, Hecate of the Three Roads, Hecate of the Triple Face, Hecate of the Single Face. There is so much more to say on this topic, but we're going to leave it there for right now. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this video, if you found it entertaining or informative in any way, please do like and subscribe to the channel. It would help me out very much. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.